Welcome back to the workshop. It has been cold this past January. Too cold to work in the shop. Got cold, then we had a whole bunch of snow, which apparently Knoxville cannot handle, 7 to 10 inches. So we were kind of stuck inside for a week. And temperatures down to the single digits, negative numbers. It's just too cold to work in the garage. Even with that space heater unit that I showed, that's really nicer when it's, maybe 20s, 30s, really 30s and 40s degrees outside. But when you get down to really cold temperatures, I'm not saying it's not going to keep up. What I'm saying is I don't want to spend that much electricity while the main house heater is going on, because that's more important. So I mainly spent the time doing a lot of painting, mainly grist mills. So I'm going to talk about rasps. I had talked about rasp a little bit last year, the end of last year. I don't have any. So I recently went out and bought this set of 3 from Woodcraft. This is the Wood River brand, which they sell a 3-piece set. There might be other companies that make something similar, but this is all I could find. Because remember, I went looking for these at the big box store and couldn't find them. All I could find were modern versions of this thing, which is a Stanley Surform, or Craftsman made them too. And it's this metal material with little things popped out of them. You can use it on drywall, different kinds of materials. What I really wanted though was, something like this. So I went and bought it. So I'm going to pull these out, see how they work, and see if I can use them on some of my projects. Pull them out. Packaging is, there we go. So, got a round one. It's one of those half round, half flat. And this is flat on both sides. Heat-treated medium carbon steel, comfortable plastic handle with a rubberized grip. Okay, so let's do this piece of wood, which dates back to the Dado's Grooves and Rabbits video series. All right, so basically what you would use a rasp for is to shape wood, a lot of edge work, or just getting wood down to what you want. And so that's what we're going to use it for. Now, normally when you use this kind of thing, you do have to be mindful of the grain direction, all that sort of thing, but I'm not going to really concern myself with that on this piece. This is working well. It's really just the limitations of my bench and that sort of thing here. So nice. Well, it's doing the thing. It's making it nice and smooth. Not getting as much damage, or it's not getting a lot of wood on this. And if it did, I can always use my brush. Just kind of work some of that out. That worked well. Well, what it's done is basically it's doing a nice, more than a chamfer, it's really, let's see, it's going from a square on this side to a more rounded edge. So that's one thing that you could use one of these for. Of course, that could also be achieved with a spoke shave if you had that. And that's usually what I would be using. If I needed to do something like that, I would use a spoke shave. But Spoke shave may take off more than you want, and this is a better way of maybe controlling that. Let's try the round. Here's the round one. So not much time. Going right through that. Here. Again, these are sculpting tools. It's not really for I'm just testing to see how strong this is. Of course, I'm doing it on pine or a simple lumber, so it's going to be a little disadvantage. I've made that groove. You see what's happening here. If you have a sculpting project or something that you need, this is going to give you a lot more grind and resistance than a file set. If you remember from my video on the hobby rasp, so this is the hobby rasp, or 4-in-hand, or 4-in-1, whatever you want to call it, and it had rasp edges on it, which probably would be equivalent to this one, or even this one. But this is, this is newer. This is a Craftsman that I bought from Sears, so it's before the Lowe's time period. But this is a lot sharper. I think this is a lot sharper than this, and so I'm going to give that a try on some of my projects. So this is my most recent project that I'm working on. I have called it Puzzle Box 6. It has another name as well. It's basically a sphere, it's a sphere sort of like you would see on a structure here in Knoxville, like the Women's Hall of Fame Basketball Museum, or another famous landmark. Anyway, I'm trying to make this into a sphere. It's gotten to this point using primarily the hobby rasp, but I want to see if maybe some of these rasps can kind of fine-tune. I may not be able to get this any more than it is safely, and I might just have to go with it. I've already got the plans on the puzzle that it will take to get into this thing and how that's going to work. I just haven't been out in the workshop to work on it. Let's take these two, put them over here, and we're going to take this one, just work a little more on the top. I'm sure it will give me what I want, because this is a lot sharper than that hobby rasp 4-in-1 was. It's most likely going to have to be on this end. It's just a matter of finding a direction. And I've never made a sphere thing before. This is all brand new. I don't have a lathe, and I don't think a lathe would work in this kind of sense anyway. But this rasp is definitely giving me the sculpting I need to achieve what I need on this project. So I am glad I bought it. Yeah, it's just sculpting away. I'm running out of ability to really clamp this down. This is really, at this point, just for the appearance. And then, of course, I've got knots in different places, so I have to be very careful not to let the wood just completely break out. So you get the idea. It's just using this to kind of work down. Some of these move, and some of these will move. Others will be glued together, and there will be a chamber inside where you can store whatever. And there will be more to this. There's more to the building that holds this as part of it. And so I'll be working on that this winter, and that'll be the project you'll see hopefully early next spring. So that is the rasps that I bought from Wood River. Thanks for watching.